Welcome back to Electric City Plays. I'm Richie. Today we are going to be unboxing Star Wars Armada. I've been really pumped about this unboxing for about a month now. Is how long I've had this sitting on my game shelf, waiting for a good opportunity to unbox it. And a negative 10 degree weather here in Montana has provided me with such an opportunity. Today, we're going to be unboxing Star Wars Armada, as I said, and it's going to be a video series on how big a fleet you can build for $200. We're going to be putting together two fleets, a Rebels and a Empire fleet. Budget's $200. What do we get? What do we get in that fleet? What are our options, right? And that is the positive side of coming to a game like Star Wars Armada about 6 years late, because you can get this stuff pretty heavily discounted. I got this starter set for $50 on Amazon. So usually it's around $100 anywhere, but if you wait a while, if you wait long enough, it gets down to around $50. So that got me a starter set, and as you'll see in our later unboxing videos, everything else we were able to put together for one list for Rebels, one list for Empire. That being said, today though, we're just going to be unboxing this and see what we get in a single starter set of Star Wars Armada. There's no going back. So we have our windowed box. Makes it pretty impractical, but it lets you see the ships. So in that way, it's very practical. We're going to, first things first, get into the actual ships here. So what do we have? We have the starter set comes with a Victory class Star Destroyer, a CR-90, and a Nebulon B. So let's take our, obviously, Victory class Star Destroyer for the Empire. He's kind of got these indents instead of coming to a full V. He's got amazingly painted engines, which are really just pop so well with the subdued grays and dark grays and wash. We'll set that right there. Our CR-90, our first ship we see. Is that right? Episode 4, Star Wars. I've always loved the blackened engines on the CR-90. It's like it's a trademark, hallmark, the CR-90. No one's ever cleaned the back of a CR-90, ever. It's always filthy. And their Nebulon B, I'll have to look, trying to break in half. Looks like a ship that, like, someone just forgot to put the middle onto it, but could be a very useful ship, and again, very nice painted engines. So those are our three big ships that we get in the starter set. And now let's get into what I'm assuming are, we'll come back to rules and tokens. We have bases and squadrons, lots of squadrons, lots of upgrade cards, lots of big cards, and that is all. So let's get these, first things first, let's get these capital ships onto their bases, which is going to require it's going to require some cardboard, actually, so we can actually do it properly. It's going to sit right there for just a moment. And we'll have these two bases. I don't think there's any keyways for these two. It just sits on there. Maybe there is a keyway. Huh. Well. Okay. Just gotta be not afraid to push it all the way in. Now let's get our cardboard out for our ships. Oh, and right away we're into amazing art for our debris clouds. Debris clouds on some sort of station and various tokens, which will obviously be useful. We have our quick reference and our learn to play. Oh wow, and then we have all of our squadrons and our rule book, or sorry, our range ruler. So we'll come back to squadrons and range ruler. Right now we just need these three pieces of cardboard, which will give us our information for our capital ships. And Victory class Star Destroyer, Victory 1 class Star Destroyer, Victory 2. So we'll start with a Victory 1. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Pop that down, facing front. Boom. And there we are. And then we have the options Nebulon B Escort Frigate and Nebulon B Support Retrofit. Let's do a Support Retrofit. That feels right. We're just going to push that forward. Locks that very neatly, very tightly down. And then CR90 Corvette A or Corvette B. We'll go Corvette A. And obviously I don't have our dials set up yet, but we'll come back to that. All right, so now we have our ships on their bases. Now let's see what our squadron situation looks like. We have the scale of Armada is really interesting because you have capital ship movement, and then in the background of space you have squadrons, which are just flying around and still have a big impact on the battle. There goes Luke Skywalker, but need the support of capital ships. So for example, we're going to put Luke Skywalker's squadron together, his X-Wing squadron, and you'll see how that works. So first things first, I believe you will put the, we're going to put our little slider in there, which is slightly off center, so we're going to get a different one. You can see that's not really punched out in the ideal spot. That's all right. All right, that's a little bit better. And then Luke Skywalker, and then a little indicator token. So we're going to stick this all the way through, and then stick this through, and then put all of that. Oh gosh, let's line all this up. This is not challenging at all. Boom. Nailed it. And then, obviously, putting our X-Wing fighters on top. It's pretty essential. So you can see here our little slider back and forth indicating who has gone, who's taken a turn, and who has not. And again, it's a little bit off. It's a little bit offset, so I might have to do some trimming, but let's see how these X-Wings fit on their bases. Yeah, and they don't fit. They don't fit that well, honestly. So I'm without just crushing those into place, I'll probably do some light sanding before I get those. But you can see that base does a lot for you. It tells you the squadron's health, and so you wind up with, let's see, 3 TIE Fighter, 3 X-Wings, 3 X-Wings, 3 X-Wings, 3 X-Wings. So you have four squadrons of X-Wings, of TIE Fighters, of X-Wings, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squadrons of TIE Fighters. So let's just make sure we have all of the TIE Fighters we need. So we're not going to go through putting all their bases together, but they'll look similar to this, and with their little slidey, except they will only have, TIE Fighters only have 3 health, so that makes sense. All right, so that's pretty much what you get in the base box. You get 3 dice of each color, which is, I'm assuming, not enough. You get your dials and movement tool and range ruler and tokens. So I'll give you guys one last look at the capital ships we got. Again, the engine glow, that's just such a win. How they were able to get that in there, and then the various dark patches just give this so much character. Again, stand out for the CR90, that no one's ever thought to scrub the back of a CR90. Just let it be all burned out. And then Nebulon B, just classy support retrofit. Doesn't really mind that it's almost nothing in the middle, and again, classy engine paint. So this has been Electric City Plays. We are going to come back with an update to this video, letting you guys know how we're doing with our fleet build of, again, our self-imposed stipulation of how big a fleet we can build, how big of 2 fleets we can build, how big a fleet we can build for the Rebels, and how big a fleet we can build for the Empire for under $200. So again, I'm Richie, and this has been Electric City Plays. We'll catch you guys next time.